Hello everyone, my name is Endor, and today we're going to be ranking every single ghost in the Ghost and Molly McGee. And believe me when I say, there's a lot of them. And we've got 6 tiers here: Spooktacular Spirits for S, Amazing Apparitions for A, Beautiful Beasts for B, Competent Creeps for C, Dreadful Dead for D, and The Flow of Failed Phantoms for F. In fact, let me do a little bit of color correction real quick. There we go. I just wanted to change the colors to make it look like a rainbow. Anyway, this is important to keep in mind. Every ghost in the series, including any and all of their notable forms, they may be dead but they're lively. This right here, notable forms, is important because some ghosts have very special, appearances that aren't just a scarier version of their normal selves. And you'll see what I mean when we get to them. And we also gotta do this quick because there's a lot of ghosts to go through and we don't want to be sitting here forever. And who better to start off with than your main man, Scratch? Smile! Scratch is such a greatly written character in the sense that you can tell at the start he's grumpy, he's a bit of a negative Nancy, he's unhappy, he's miserable, and he's also a bit gross, at least to the rest of the ghosts in the series. That was until Molly came into his life, and then suddenly you can tell that he was becoming a better spirit. I was gonna say better person, but he's not a person anymore, he's a ghost. Molly was changing him for the better, and his character became nicer, a lot more sincere, and it was always very cute when you can tell that eventually he started to care about his family, the McGees. This show is very cute in general. And of course, because of that, we gotta put Scratch in Spooktacular Spirits. He's definitely S-tier material of a ghost. Alright, now this guy, he was the one who introduces Scratch in the first episode. He doesn't really do much, so we're gonna put him in Competent Creeps. Then we have the Bouncer Ghost. And the Bouncer Ghost, again, just the background ghost, doesn't do much. He is voiced by John DiMaggio, but we're gonna put him in Competent Creeps. Alright, Howling Harriet. This is the first ghost, what I mean, that they have a special form. There's this, tormented Howling Harriet, and then, happy Howling Harriet. And we're gonna put the tormented one probably in Competent Creeps, because it was a cool appearance of a scary ghost for the first time. Then we also have the regular Howling Harriet, and we're gonna put her in Beautiful Beast just because of the way she speaks in the last episode. And here we have Goldie. This is the mayor's fish who died for a few minutes. Where would I put him? He's kind of a boring design. I'll just put him in Dreadful Dead. There's not much to say about him except he's a dead goldfish. Now we have the presidents. How should I rank the presidents? Should I rank them based on how they are in real life or how they are in the show? They don't do much in the show except for Abraham Lincoln, but in the case of mixing 2 and 2 together, we're gonna put Abraham Lincoln in Amazing Apparitions. Of course, it's freaking Abraham Lincoln. Then George Washington, we're gonna put him in Beautiful Beasts. This one right here is supposed to be William Howard Taft, I'm pretty sure. And William Howard Taft, I guess I'll put him in Competent Creeps. And FDR, we're gonna put him in Beautiful Beasts, because FDR needs his EDM. Then we have Scary Sven. Scary Sven, of course, was a ghost who tried to make a town miserable using a festival, but he failed. But the one line that he does have makes you feel bad for him. He definitely does not like being in the flow, and he just doesn't realize it. I'm gonna put him Competent Creeps, because he is looks like he's been in there for a while. Okay, another ghost with 2 forms, Ezekiel Tugbottom. You see, we got his normal self, and then we have Tug the Tornado. And I'm a little bit torn on Ezekiel Tugbottom. I like him, and I like his design, although, do I like him personally? No. Because this guy is a huge freaking blowhard, of course. He's a literal blowhard. And he also literally tries to kill Molly, which is not cool. That's not cool, dude. We're gonna put his normal self in the Dreadful Dead, and we're gonna put Tug the Tornado in Competent Creeps. That feels fair. Fair enough. Sonia Davis, the failed Global Games ice skater from Brighton. Her episode was really nice. It was definitely very threatening when she says she's gonna put all of Brighton in ice if they even had one imperfection in their act together with, Molly's father, whose name is Pete. I don't know why I forgot it at the moment I needed to remember it, but his name is Pete. Sonia Davis, we're gonna put her in Beautiful Beast. She had a very nice episode.
Scratch helped me achieve my global games dream.
Alright, this ghost, was out of an old man who literally died, and then, like, it was just in the middle of the day, he dies, and his ghost comes out. We're gonna put him in Competent Creeps. Very funny, out of nowhere joke. Alright, Jeff. Jeff, there is no other place to put him other than S. Jeff is like the unsung hero of the Ghost and Molly McGee. He is so awesome. He's kind, caring, sweet, generous, and he's always there to help his friends in need. And he's even willing to risk himself in order to keep his friends safe. That is the mark of a true friend, and we love Jeff. And by the way, when I say Jeff, I don't mean Jeff, I mean Geoff. Alright, this guy. This guy was being sent to the Flow-Filled Phantoms by the Ghost Council. He's also voiced by John DiMaggio, which is worth noting. Okay, here we have the ghost birds. There's a running joke in the series in which birds are going about their everyday business, and then they die. They all die in some random way, and then their ghost comes out from their body. Those jokes are just dark and random, but they're hilarious. This bird died from a part of the sign falling on their head, Compton Creeps. This one died from freezing to death. Their body froze in midair and they fell. We're gonna put him also in Compton Creeps. This one just literally ran into a zapper on the fence and died. We're gonna put him in Dreadful Dead. It's a little bit less funny. And then this pigeon died from getting stuck in the sign, and then it fell over and it crushed her head in. Man, that sounds really dark. Put him in Competent Creeps. Now here, we have the freaking Goblins. Goblins, of course, are the ghosts that are able to sap away your happiness by bouncing around your head. And they also look like little skulls, which is a really cool design trait. The cute Goblins, of course, we're gonna put them in Amazing Apparitions. They're the most adorable little ghosts you could ever wish for. And the scary ones, we're gonna put them in the Dreadful Dead. These guys are annoying and dangerous. Like, of course, if you've seen the finale of the Ghost and Molly McGee Season 1, you know how much of a problem these guys are. Okay, now this ghost is supposed to be a famous historical figure. I'm not sure who it is. I think it might be Gandhi. Like, just from what I've seen of this ghost, I think they're supposed to be Gandhi. I don't know if they're actually Gandhi, and I haven't been able to find any confirmation whether of who they are or who they aren't. But if they are Gandhi, of course, we gotta put them in Amazing Apparitions. They're not, of course, they can't go to S tier because, well, they're just a background character in the show. This character doesn't even speak. But if it is Gandhi, of course, Amazing Apparitions. Why wouldn't he be? Alright, Caesar and Cleopatra. Throughout the show, when we see these two, they're always together, because of course, in real life, Caesar and Cleopatra had a bit of an affair in the real world. And these two ghost designs are actually really good. I love these designs so much. I'm especially surprised that Disney allowed for Caesar to still have the knife in his back. That was very surprising to me. So these two, they're going to Amazing Apparitions. I love them a lot. Alright, this ghost. This ghost was in a sign that said, "You feeling some joy? Have some misery." And is it just me, or does he look like... does he look like Alex Hirsch? This ghost design looks like Alex Hirsch to me. And I do you see it? I hope you see it. And because of that, I'm putting him in Amazing Apparitions. He shows up once on the billboard, and it's a great design. You go to Amazing Apparitions, my friend. Alright, Pango. Pango is, of course, the ghost teacher who teaches the ghosts once a year how to be scary, and she has some very funny lines. She's going to Beautiful Beasts. We have a couple students here. Is it just me, or does this student kind of look like Nostalgia Critic or the FGTV dad? That's what I see it every time I see this ghost. By the way, it's a very good design. Beautiful Beast. This ghost is a bit of a jerk. She's the... like, Scratch asks to see her notes of the class, and then she denies it and just eats the notes right in front of his face, which is a friggin' jerk move. I don't like her. In fact, just for that, and guess what? Later on in the series, when the flow of failed phantoms is destroyed, we see her pop out of it. What I like to think is that after she ate her notes, she actually didn't study well enough, and then the notes that she ate actually had the key to the scare that Pango asked her to do, but then she didn't know how to do it, and then was sent to the flow of failed phantoms. And just for the irony of that, we're sending her to the flow of failed phantoms ourselves. You deserve to be there, you freaking little jerk. And then finally, we have this pink ghost. Doesn't show up once, it's just a background ghost. Design is fine. We're gonna put him or her in competent creeps. Not really much to say except that she's pink, and there's not a lot of pink ghosts in the show for some reason. Alright, Reggie. Reggie, of course, was the intern of Scratch, and he was very tolerant of Scratch's BS throughout the entire episode. And for that, we're gonna put Reggie in Beautiful Beast. I felt bad for him. I remember the first time I saw the episode, I left it not liking Reggie for some reason, and then I rewatched it and I was like, why did I not like Reggie? Reggie is friggin' really tolerant of Scratch being such a huge jerk to him. Yeah, Reggie, you deserve to be in the B tier. You were extremely tolerant, and also, of course, it's worth noting that he knew that Molly was friends with Scratch, but he didn't care, which is important to note. It seems like the ghosts in the series, unless they're part of the Ghost Council or work directly with the Ghost Council, they don't care if Scratch is friends with Molly, because of course the only ones who actually want the ghosts to be miserable are the chairman and the Ghost Council. And speak of the devil, of someone who works with the Ghost Council, we have Jinx. Jinx here, of course, is the Joy Hunter, and she is very threatening. She was almost gonna kill Molly, which was insane. That was just actually insane. I can't believe they were just casually in this show, just oh yeah, we're gonna kill Molly McGee. Yeah, is that fine with you? It's whoa, okay. Just for the ruthless nature and her personality, we're gonna put her in Amazing Apparitions. Jinx is a great character. Can't wait to see her again in Season 2.
I don't want to get all braggy and all, but
I always find my joy.
oh, good.
This guy is a background ghost, and he has a very much like a old man ghost design. He's fine. We're gonna put him in Competent Creeps. Then, of course, we have this ghost. This ghost is special because he's the ghost sona of one of the main designers of the show. And this ghost in itself is actually very cute. It kind of looks like something you would see in Casper the Friendly Ghost. I remember there was an old Casper cartoon, and I think there was a ghost who looked a lot like this one. Okay, now these two ghosts, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, they are actually the ghost sonas of the two creators of the show, whose names are skipping me for a moment, but I'll write it down in the video. But these are the ghost sonas of the creators of the Ghost and Molly McGee. And, of course, they're just background ghosts. The only significant part about them is that their designs are supposed to look like the two real creators. But otherwise, they're not really something special. In fact, we're going to put this one in Competent Creeps. And this guy, this Pogging Ghost, his design is very boring. He kind of is just peanut shaped, and it's just not very special at all. We're going to put him in Dreadful Dead. I'm sorry. Okay, a ghost dog. Ghost dog. Ghost dog. The only ghost dog we see in the series, and it is adorable. We're going to put in Amazing Apparitions just because it's a little ghost dog. Look at it, it's a ghost dog. Here we have the doctor, who was the one who diagnosed Scratch with the very fearsome disease known as joy. And she has some very funny lines. I just think it's adorable how she hates the idea of healthiness and, of course, happiness and cuteness. Especially the part where she's like, ew, a kitten licked me. For that, I'm gonna put her in Amazing Apparitions. She was a very fun character for the time she was on screen.
You must find your feet.
And of course, this bat is actually her pet. And it's a not very unique design. It looks like the real world bats that are in the show. So for that, I feel like putting in Beautiful Beast, it's still a good design, good colors. Although it's just getting docked a couple points because it doesn't look any different than a real bat in the actual show's living world. Okay, now we have a bunch of ghosts here who were in the flow of failed phantoms, and a bunch of them are just very simple, like blobby designs, but with faces on them. And I'm pretty sure the idea that's supposed to be similar to Scary Sven over here is the fact that these ghosts have been in the flow for so long that their actual forms have kind of been dissipated, have been smoothed out of all this spinning around in a circle constantly. But I have a feeling that now that they're out of the flow, their true forms will be able to reappear. And so I guess these blobby ghosts, we'll just rank them based on how their color correction looks. This one has fine colors. This one has really bad colors. This one, yeah, fine colors. Oh, I love this one's colors a lot, like the icy blue. Definitely going to Beautiful Beast. This one, colors are not great. I don't like this one's colors. And then this purple one, I like his nose being all big and flat and his two fangs. Put him in Compton Creeps. Alright, now here we have a bunch of other ghosts who were in the flow of failed phantoms. This one was in the class. Her design was fine. We're gonna put her in Compton Creeps. This ghost right here showed up a lot in the series for some reason. He showed up a little bit too much, but for some reason that makes me like him more. You'll see this ghost like 3 times in 3 scene transitions, and it's very funny. He also shops at Boo Buster.
Enjoy the flow of failed phantoms.
And this ghost, her design is cute too. Put her in Competent Creeps. This ghost, same story. These background ghosts are mostly the same story. You just gotta rank them based on their design. This guy, I like him too. I like his design a lot. In fact, I'm putting him in Beautiful Beast. This ghost, she has a very great design, and she only shows up once. Like, I don't know why. I think she probably had her design made in, like, the ending of the production of the first season. And you know what? Her design is so great, I'm putting her in, like, A tier. Like, that's a very good design. Kind of looks like the Little Mermaid, just how she's placed on the rock. Which is, of course, anytime you think of Little Mermaid, you think of good times. Then this ghost, of course, was the first one we saw who was sent to the flow of failed phantoms. She wasn't able to make a town miserable because they started a dog rescue. And, where would I put her? I guess Beautiful Beasts. Like, to see her come back to be the first ghost released from the flow of failed phantoms definitely felt like some kind of a resolution to a starting arc, even though it wasn't really an arc. It was just, you see her in the first episode, and then you see her again, it's like, oh, it's her again. That was nice. She's back. Glad that she's free. Okay, now these two ghosts. This ghost right here, the blue one, is like the constantly reoccurring customer of the barista ghost. So I have a feeling that this ghost is like the #1 customer of the barista, and he's constantly ordering misery mochas. And I like that a lot. I think I'm gonna put them both in A tier. Whenever I see them, it's like, oh, that is those two together again. Alright, now we have the Ghost Council. Sir Alistair, I'm gonna put him, you know, he's definitely the main leader of the Ghost Council, besides the chairman. And he's got a great design, he's very imposing, he's got a great voice. Gonna put him in his amazing apparitions. Then this one right here, which I'm pretty sure his name is Bartholomew, he doesn't really have much of a presence. In fact, the rest of these 3 Ghost Council members don't have much of a presence, but they do have great voice acting, and they do have, like, established personalities. Like, the rest of them just go to B tier. There's not really, like, I'm not sure what else I could say about them, except the fact that they are threatening whenever they summon Scratchy. You're wondering, what the heck are they summoning Scratch for? Let's hope he's not being sent to the flow of failed phantoms today. And their presence together as the Ghost Council, like, completes the idea of a threatening, like, quadruplet? What am I thinking about? Squad. I guess a threatening squad together.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Alright, this guy is just, like, a server ghost. Every time you see him around, he's making people happy. I'm gonna put him in Beautiful Beast. He's got a nice design. Seems like a very genuine, nice guy. Alright, this ghost is also supposed to be a historical figure. I'm not sure who they are. But what I do know is that they're freaking buff. and I respect this ghost's body. I wish I was buff as this ghost. I never thought I would say that in my entire freaking life. Alright, Marie Antoinette, and I'm pretty sure this one's supposed to be Queen Elizabeth, or, you know, one of them. Marie Antoinette, for the fact that, of course, she has her head cut off, which, of course, I feel like every time you see a ghost design, or, like, a dead design of Marie Antoinette, her head is off, because, like, of course it would be. It can be a real pain in the neck, as they say, but it's a great design, it's not overcomplicated, and it's simple enough to the fact that you can feel that even the simpler ghosts, that's important. The ghost designs have to be an in-between of complicated and simple, like complicated enough that they look unique from each other, but simple enough you can tell it's like, you know, they're dead. A lot of their, like, physical attributes of being alive sort of washed out, and of course, they're cartoon characters, you don't want them to be too hard to design. Marie Antoinette is the perfect balance of both. She's going in A tier. And this Queen Elizabeth, you know, it's just a Queen Elizabeth and beautiful beast. At least I hope that's Queen Elizabeth. I could be wrong. This could be someone entirely different, but I'm not sure, and I'm sorry if I don't know. Alright, the mayors. Brighton's past mayors. Where would I rank them? Of course, the current mayor of Brighton, like, has this feeling that they're always watching him and, like, staring down at him in disapproval. But then, of course, they sing their song and they show that they actually are very proud of him and the mayor that he is. Every single day he makes a town a better place than it was before. And I think that's very sweet. They all are going to be ranked in the same place, and I think that place will be... It'll be... Amazing Apparitions or Beautiful Beasts. I think, you know what? For being supportive family members, they're going to Amazing Apparitions. That is definitely worth supporting. Be good to your family. That, I don't know, that's not a real song. I don't know what I was singing. But yeah, Amazing Apparitions, all four of the mayors from the past go to Amazing Apparitions. Alright, this ghost right here, I hate him. I hate this ghost so much. In fact, these three ghosts I actually really don't like. They have such boring designs. This is what I was talking about, of how the ghost designs of the show had to strike a balance of not being too simple, but also not being too complicated. These guys are too simple to the point where it's like, I had to, you know, I was watching the show, documenting all the ghosts from the entire series, and there'd be points where I just see blobs floating around, and I was like, did I count them? And it's like, oh yeah, I did. Like, because these guys show up a couple times, and it's like, did I count them already? Yeah, I did. It's just hard to recognize them because they're so boring of designs. You know what? All three of you, you're going to the flow of failed phantoms. You suck. Alright, Masseuse Ghost. These guys strike me as being very kind and like very sweet. I don't know what it is about the way they look, and because of course they're masseuses, I feel like if you were to have a conversation with them, go on for some coffee, for some misery mochas, I mean, you'd be able to learn that these two are very nice, like, ghosts, and they care about others. It's just something that strikes me about them. And because of that, they're both going to Amazing Apparitions. Like, despite how they're just background ghosts, I feel like they're nice guys, and they deserve to be treated as such. Alright, this ghost I'm pretty sure is supposed to be Amelia Earhart. You know, the first woman to travel across the earth in a plane, I'm pretty sure. I actually can't remember, but I do know that Amelia Earhart is very significant, very beloved. And you always hear about her, and then, you know, it's always been a mystery of what happened to her when she went on her last flight. You know what? Going to the A tier for Amelia Earhart. Alright, Sally Tugbottom and the Bear. Sally, you are getting a bunch of points for stopping Ezekiel from trying to kill Molly. Thank goodness. And of course, you're the actual hero of Brighton. While Ezekiel Tugbottom is just a fraud. And the Bear is really cool too. We're going to put him in B tier for Bear. Of course, alongside Sally, you can't separate the two. They're a package deal. Alright, now we have these two background ghosts. These guys are, like, boring designs. Well, not really. This ghost has a good design, but really drab colors. It's like a light pink, which is not great. I'm sorry. Where would I put this one? I guess Competent Creeps And then this guy has a sort of simple design, but it's like, I don't know, it's something off about it. It doesn't look like the others from the show. Like, it doesn't feel like a design that's actually in the show. Dreadful Dad, I'm sorry, buddy. You do not look great in my eyes. Then there's these two ghosts here who are just, of course, background ghosts. This green one, to me, looks high. I'm not sure if that's, like, intended. Her eyelids are always half closed, and she's a very specific green color. Beautiful beast. Like, I'm gonna put her in B tier for Bong, because she freaking looks, like, high. Do you see it? I bet you gotta see it. It can't just be me. Then this pink one, just another background ghost. I guess we'll also put this one in B. Not really much to say about her. We're on the final stretch. We've got 2 more ghosts to rank here, and they're very significant. Alright, Molly McGee. What would I put her? B tier, C tier? I'm just kidding. Of course, you gotta put her in S tier. It's Molly McGee. And also, of course, her joy monster form. I don't know what you'd call it. Joy fueled. Either way, Molly McGee is such a great character in the show. This is how you write, like, an overly happy, overly joyed, overly optimistic character. This is how you do it. Molly McGee is now the standard in my eyes. You know why? Because, of course, she's sweet, she's caring, she's thoughtful, she's making everybody happy whenever she can. But here's the thing. It doesn't go right for her, not even close to most of the time. There's a lot of opposing forces to what she wants to do, which is make everybody happy. She will sometimes literally not get recognized for the hard work she puts into making people enhappify. She even sometimes takes damage trying to do the right thing. I mean, you've seen there's little times where ghosts try to kill her just for trying to make them feel better or trying to set things right. And of course, even the people will sometimes just like talk down to her. And also, of course, there was that one kid who flipped her over on her back and you could see the wind was knocked out of her body. Like, there's opposing forces to Molly McGee trying to make people happy. And that is part of what makes you want to see her succeed. And of course, the main part of what makes Molly McGee such a lovable character is her friendship with Scratch. To see the two together go from just cursed human and ghost together into a genuine family friendship is like the sweetest, most wholesome thing you will ever see in one of these Disney cartoons. It is so well done, it is so adorable, and Molly McGee is such a great character, along with Scratch. But of course, even in the best and the lightest of places, where there's joy and happiness, you will have those who want to ruin it for everyone else. Which brings us to the chairman. The chairman, of course, is the ruler of the ghost world and the one who wants to make all of them miserable. He is threatening, he is imposing, he is silent, and he is deadly. He is cruel, he is, like, heartless, and we're gonna put him in S tier. He is such a great character for doing, like, almost nothing throughout the entire series. He is the one responsible for making all the ghosts as miserable as they can, just because he wants to eat misery. I have a feeling we're gonna get to learn more about him in Season 2, but until then, his sheer imposing force, his presence of, like, fear-inducing misery, and the idea that he just didn't say anything throughout the series, and just kind of, like, rules the ghost world with an iron fist, that makes him S tier, in my opinion. Such an amazing character for just standing around. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Every single ghost here is ranked. And of course, what I'm hoping I can do is, you know, like, update this with the Season 2 ghosts, but I don't think Tier List Maker allows for that, because you have to reintroduce the pre-existing images you already have in the tier list. Or at least that's what I remember is the case. So I might have to make another list where it's just the Season 2 ghosts. And just to make it clear, I'm the one who made this list. Like, I had to put it together because the wiki did not have all the ghosts for some reason. So I did their job for them. Well, anyways, if you did enjoy this video, I hope you don't mind liking and subscribing because it helps me out a lot. And with all that being said, goodbye everyone.
There you go.